What was supposed to be a routine late-night interview turned into one of the most explosive confrontations of the year when Meghan Markle appeared on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. What unfolded was far from a typical celebrity segment. It became a masterclass in how quickly tensions can escalate when egos collide. The evening began as expected. Studio lights glowed warmly across the set, the audience buzzed with anticipation, and Stephen Colbert sat poised at his desk. Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, entered confidently, dressed in a striking black blazer, greeted with polite applause as she waved and smiled, showcasing the poise refined during her royal years. "Meghan, welcome to the show," Colbert began warmly. "Thank you so much for having me, Stephen." "I'm thrilled to be here," she responded with her signature California warmth. The conversation started on familiar ground: her charitable initiatives, her life in California, and adapting after her time in the UK. Meghan delivered polished, media-trained answers, highlighting her passion for service and empowerment, especially concerning her latest project supporting marginalized women in the workplace. But then, Colbert gently shifted the tone. "You've faced your share of public challenges. Do your personal experiences inspire your advocacy?" Meghan's demeanor subtly shifted. Her smile grew tense, her posture stiffened. "Anyone, especially women in the public eye, understands how our voices and motives get scrutinized in ways men's simply don't," she replied, her tone edged. Sensing the growing tension, Colbert probed further. "You've been critical of media coverage. How do you distinguish between fair journalism and what you view as unfair?" Now, the energy in the studio shifted dramatically. Meghan's expression hardened. "The real question is why we're still debating this. Why is it controversial when a woman of color speaks her truth? Why aren't we focusing on the work being done instead of relitigating the past?" Colbert tried to steer the conversation back to neutral ground, but Meghan was now fully defensive. "Stephen, I came here to discuss meaningful work. Yet, we're focusing on making me defend my experiences." As Colbert reassured her that he asks all his guests about their backgrounds, Meghan fired back sharply. "Do you ask every guest to justify their lived experiences? Or is this treatment reserved for certain people?" The audience, sensing the rising conflict, fell silent. Colbert, normally adept at diffusing tension with humor, found himself cornered. "I'm not trying to question your experiences, Meghan. I'm offering viewers insight into how your journey shaped your work." But Meghan wasn't having it. "You're asking me to justify my truth to satisfy public curiosity. That's exactly the problem." As the clash escalated, Colbert's producers exchanged urgent glances backstage. Meghan accused the host of gaslighting. "You're dismissing my feelings while telling me how I should feel. That's gaslighting." Security subtly positioned themselves around the studio as the situation spiraled further. Colbert tried one last time to calm the tension. "I never intended to offend you. But making public accusations about my integrity isn't fair." Meghan stood up from her chair, her voice rising. "Do you hear yourself, Stephen? You have all the power here: the platform, the audience, the edit. This isn't an equal conversation." When Colbert firmly asked her to sit back down to continue the conversation respectfully, Meghan bristled. "So now you're telling me to compose myself?" That's exactly the issue. Women are told to calm down when they push back. With each attempt to de-escalate, Colbert's words were reframed as further evidence of bias. Finally, recognizing that the situation had become untenable, he ended the interview. "Meghan, this is no longer productive. Security, please escort our guest out." As security approached, Meghan addressed the audience one last time. "You're witnessing exactly what happens when a woman refuses to be silenced." Powerful men shut down the conversation rather than listen. She was escorted off stage as a stunned studio sat in shocked silence. Colbert, visibly shaken, addressed his audience. "This was not the conversation we intended to have tonight. I apologize to those who came expecting something different." What began as a simple discussion about charitable work had unraveled into a live, high-stakes confrontation about power, privilege, and personal truth. A confrontation that left both host and guest in uncharted, uncomfortable territory. So, what do you think? Did Meghan stand her ground or cross a line? Leave your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more stories like this.